Welcome back, my crew. We are finally again on Octopath Traveler 2. Last time we explored all that we could do here inside. And now we must take our good partition and see for ourselves what we can achieve up here. It will be a new gameplay feature like the bot. Maybe, maybe not. Save actify this with wash dishes. Let's see.
Huh? The emblem drawn on that cart. It can't be.
What is that?
Is that the crest of the legendary merchant Masood?
Masood?
Come to think of it, he was supposed to hail from around these parts. Masood, the merchant who walked the entirety of both the eastern and western continents.
Ah.
Every merchant worth their salt would give a left kidney to read the chronicles he penned of his travels, the mercantile manuscript. To think I'd have the chance to meet him in a place like this. I need to take a gander at that mercantile manuscript.
Ah. Healing grape. It's locked.
Who are you?
What a deep voice.
You're the legendary merchant Masood, ain't you? Oh, there's something I'm dying to ask you.
It's polite to introduce oneself before shouting questions at strangers, you know.
Oh, pardon me. Partitio, at your service. I'm a merchant.
Ignored.
So? What does Partitio the merchant want with a retired old man like me?
Oh, I've heard stories about you ever since I was a chickadee.
Chickadee.
Like that time you struck a deal with that horde of bandits, or when you saved that little kingdom in the west from famine. Oh yeah, and when you scuffled with the royal family? That story stuck in my old noggin.
Wait a second, what was...
I asked you what you wanted with me. A merchant should know how to get to the point.
Yeah, right again. Sorry, got carried away. I'll cut to the chase. Let me read that chronicle you penned, the mercantile manuscript.
Absolutely not. I'm Batman.
No. Now leave.
Huh?
Don't make me repeat myself. I have no obligation nor reason to let a nobody like you anywhere near it.
Nobody? Now listen here, that's hurtful. Besides, even a nobody's got a nobody's pride. And if I may toot my own horn, I've got some merchant chops to my name.
Oh.
Oh, you do you? Then I'll give you a test. Prove your worth to me, oh nobody of supposed talent.
How?
This is what I'm talking about. You got yourself a deal, fella.
Good. As a merchant, there's one treasure I value above all else. Bring it to me.
Huh?
If you profess to be a merchant, the answer should be obvious.
Ah. A treasure that he hold dear.
Of course, if you think this test unfair, you could just give...
Interesting. I always stock whatever it is my customer's looking for. That's my merchant's creed. I promise, I'll figure out what your treasure is, fella, and bring it right here to you.
Okay, this is gonna be something strange.
I'd very much like to see you try.
What is gonna be?
The legendary Masood's treasure, huh? I'll need to start by looking for clues.
Like?
Maybe someone around town knows a thing or two about it. Time to gather information.
Oh right, there are people who I couldn't checked. Now that I think about it. I suppose we have to buy them. Okay, let's bribe the information out of them. Wait, what? Masood's daughter. She wasn't here before. My father taught me that we should all treasure ourselves. Daughter of the legendary merchant Masood, she does not resent her father for disregarding both herself and her mother for the sake of his business, but she does not respect him either. She simply resolved never to live the same way he did.
Interesting.
We should treasure ourselves. Do we have to bring her with us?
Let's get...
I follow. Let's see if it's her daughter. Obviously now I'm gonna continue to look around. Easy inquires. One of the folks who keep the town running smoothly. He helps settle those who arrive and make it their home. Once a mercenary who fought for money. His outlook of life changed after losing his wife and child in the war. He now helps people make the most of what precious time they have.
Interesting.
I'll take...
A soldier who constantly boasts of his own feats in battle, he is so engrossed in his own performance that he barely even noticed whether his side is victorious or defeated. His heroics have cost the life of many an ally. I think we got information from everyone. But yeah, I think we have to bring the doctor to him. My father taught me that we all should treasure ourselves.
As promised, I brought you your treasure, Masood.
You did you? Show me.
Your greatest treasure is her, your daughter.
Incorrect. Try again.
Really?
What?
It is true that many value their family above any jewel or gem. But that is not the answer that I am seeking for this particular test. Better luck next time.
Ah,
Nation. I was sure I had it.
What is this test that father gave you?
Huh? Oh,
What Father meant wasn't his treasure in particular, but what a merchant treasures most. The thing you treasure most as a merchant isn't leaves or sundries, right?
A merchant's treasure?
That's all the hints you'll get from me. Good luck.
A merchant's treasure.
What do I treasure as a merchant? Like she said, not leaves or sundries, that's for sure. That's it! My greatest treasure is me. In which case, Masood must feel the same way, too. It's worth a shot, anyhow.
Ok. Stato così. As a merchant, there is one treasure I value above all else. Bring it to me, and you can read the merchant manuscript.
Well, this...
Once a famed merchant who traversed both continents at the time, both land and sea. Ah no, I have to buy him. It was no small feat to visit all 8 regions. His efforts earned him the repute of a great merchant, but he lost much in the process.
You want to hire me? What is the meaning of this insult, Mr. Nobody?
I've figured out your treasure, fella. It's you, yourself. You asked me to find the treasure you value most as a merchant. I figured every merchant's got one treasure they set store by above all connections they've built, book learning and experience. All these things are far more valuable than any material object, leaves included. Or am I wrong?
Correct. I'm surprised you got it.
Ha!
Of course I did. My greatest treasure's the same as yours, after all. Besides, your daughter gave me a friendly push in the right direction. If I couldn't find the answer after all that, I'd have no right to call myself a merchant.
I am honestly astonished that there are still merchants in this world who know how to see to the heart of matters. There have been dozens like you who have come here seeking my mercantile manuscript. Every one of them failed this test and went home empty-handed.
Ha! But not
I
us.
started to think the world had gone dull since I retired. Here, take it.
What's this?
The key to the archive in which I placed my mercantile manuscript. Read to your heart's content.
Where is it?
Yippee! You sure it's all right?
I've grown old. I don't have much time left. When I pass, so too will my greatest treasure, correct?
Ah, of course.
So I might as well pass on a part of that treasure to you, Particio the merchant. The sum treasure of those who came before you.
You got it, fella. Thank you.
And so we got it. Mercantile Manuscript Archive Key. You can now peruse the mercantile manuscript in the archive. The records are full of information documented by Masood. You never know what knowledge you may glean about items, equipment, and more. Demi-humans a study on Kate's. Oh! Reach for the next shelf. Gate to the Netherworld. Ah. Okay. I suppose this is gonna be a full episode. You know what? Only 15 minutes. let's say that this episode is gonna be called the name of the book, and we're gonna read everything. Demi-humans study. Demi-humans are creatures that resemble humans and yet are entirely different beasts. There are 8 major types currently known: the verminous ratkin, the reptilian lizardmen, the avian birdians, the amphibian frogans, the simian apes, the subterranean moles, the feline kate, and the cephalopodon octopaths. Demi-humans have displayed a propensity for much higher levels of intelligence than the monsters, and are known to employ tools to some extent in their daily lives. And yet, to this day, their origins remain shrouded in mystery. According to the histories, they simply appeared one day, as if by magic, throughout the world. On Kates. Kates are a skittish race, the most timid of all the demi-humans. According to myth, there was once a great war fought between humanity and the demi-humans. The conflict was long and bloody, but in the end, humanity emerged the victor. Through wisdom of foresight, the Kate alone sided with mankind during the strife, and this alliance won them a place within human society. Unfortunately, the clever and cunning nature of the Kate soon earned them the ire of their neighbors, and before long they found themselves ostracized and cast out. Labeled as traitors by demi-humans and human societies, the Kate withdrew from both to pursue isolated lives, hidden away from all who might do them harm. The smell of beloved, delicious catnip seems to be the only thing that can draw them out of the hidden place they call their home. Catnip. Octopaths are the most independent of all the demi-humans and are the only ones that choose not to participate in the mythological war between humanity and the demi-humans. They are known to prefer travel to battle, and it is said that they only stop their wanderings when their time on this earth is over. There are many superstitions surrounding the Octopath. Their passion for travel and idealistic search for paradise has led some to believe they are symbols of good fortune. There are even rumors that only those pure of heart can encounter them. Of course, adults who have long ago lost the innocence of childhood can still employ cunning to improve their odds of encountering these rare creatures. Octopaths favor small, dark spaces, and so the shrewd use octopath pots to draw them out. Riddles of the demi-humans. All demi-humans possess a certain modicum of intelligence. For example, ratkin are known to steal and employ human weaponry and clothing, and birdians possess the ability to craft primitive stone axes. And yet a burning question remains unanswered. Who fabricated the crowns and other ornaments that demi-human leaders are often seen wearing? As far as we know, the demi-humans do not possess the technology or art to craft such intricate accessories. More curious yet, both the make and the material of these ornaments are clearly not of human design. So where did they come from? Where for that matter did the humans themselves come from? This is merely a theory without any evidence to support it, but perhaps these strange creatures hail from another world entirely? The Great Wall in myth and legend. Guarding the town of Stormale in the Winterlands is the Great Wall, a colossal construction that has long kept the town safe from external threats. A local legend states this massive fortification was raised in a single night by the gods themselves. Sturdy and strong, yet intricate in its design, it is clear that this wall is indeed a feat of engineering beyond what modern civilization is capable of. The legend of this wall continues thus. The Great Wall is merely one small segment of some greater fortress, and the central citadel itself lies deep underground. Many archaeologists have spent years attempting to uncover this hidden redoubt. To no avail. More curious is the event that occurred some 820 years ago. An enormous cavity suddenly appeared in the Great Wall, though none know who created it or how, later given the name of the Pit of Darkest. It was the catalyst for a conflict between the fallen kingdom of Fjall and Delstash. This struggle would later be known as the War of the Great Wall. The poet Kaye penned this passage some hundred years ago. On an island lost in sea, split twain, lies a portal to an alien plane. Beware, be warned, ye fools would approach, for none should draw near this gate and encroach. When Kaye first published this passage, it was assumed this island was a mere figment, the product of a poet's overactive imagination. However, in recent years, Kaye's less well-known history as an adventurer has come to light, and scholars have begun to debate whether this poem were not fantasy, but in fact the annals of his travels. A warning for you who read this entry, though the existence of a portal to an alien plane seems preposterous, we must remember that what seemed impossible yesterday becomes common sense tomorrow. Sneer at what you don't understand at your own peril, for one day you may find yourself on the wrong side of the truth. On weaponsmithing. There exist only 6 primary weapon categories: swords, polearms, daggers, axes, bows, and staves. Actually, this is not an accurate statement. Bound by the rules of the Blacksmith Guild, the manufacture of weapons outside of these 6 categories is strictly forbidden. Why limit the scope of human imagination? Religion, of course. The 6 weapon types are those wielded by the gods, and they will tolerate no other. Or at least that's the lie this guy thinks the greedy truth. The fact is, it is much easier to monopolize the materials and techniques for arms production if you can limit what can be made, or so a little bird told me anyway. Whether the truth, this prohibition has resulted in very few wielders of whips, flails, and so on. Among the many weapons one may find in this world, some are imbued with magical properties. These enchanted weapons are both rare and powerful. There are 2 primary means of crafting an enchanted weapon. The first sounds simple in principle, but it is in fact quite difficult to achieve. Few craftsmen possess the necessary skills. Simply put, magic must be carefully folded into the weapon during the forging process. The second method is much rarer and harder to replicate. These enchanted weapons gain their power naturally, their magic imbued over many years of use by a gifted wielder. Very few of these have been documented, and it is thought that only those with incredibly powerful wills can make these miraculous weapons spring into being. On ornamentation. What is ornamentation? Literally interpreted, it refers to ornaments worn for fashion, like a big, floppy garishette. This assumption is a common one, but it is in fact erroneous. The truth of the matter is that true ornamentation refers only to special jewels crafted by dedicated sacred craftsmen. Only a handful of leaders are permitted to wear these ornamentations, partly because many of them are imbued with unique magical properties. Prime examples would be an amulet that protects against offensive magic, or a necklace that greatly increases the ability of its wearer. Unfortunately, the knowledge and techniques needed to craft these potent relics are slowly being lost, and their rarity is only bound to increase as the sands of time continue to fall. To the victor go the spoils, a long-standing tradition adhered to by those who live by the sword. The stronger take from the strong, until at last day comes, when the ultimate warrior and ultimate weapon are united. When a weapon has triumphed over countless foes, remaining undefeated in the hands of a skilled wielder, it becomes what is known as battle-tested armament. Nowhere is it written that these armaments must be a masterwork weapon crafted by a renowned smith. No, these weapons are forged in the fire of battle. As they taste the blood of innumerable mighty warriors, they awaken to a greater power that dwarfs that of their humble origins. The bards sing of legendary weapons passed down through countless ages. After untold thousands of fierce battles and stunning victories, they have acquired power beyond imagining. A sword that can cleave the sun, a spear that can pierce the moon, a dagger that can send all the stars in the sky tumbling down, an axe that can split the earth in twain, a bow that can transfix the heavens, a staff that can call up calamities untold. Of course, these are mere turns of phrase, exaggerations no doubt. Still very few know of the true power of the battle-tested armaments. Why, you ask? Because most of these weapons have long slept in graves beneath the soil. In times of yore, the gods entrusted humanity with 6 divine weapons, so that they could protect themselves from evil: the Conqueror's sword, the Warlord's spear, the Dancer's blade, the Lionheart's axe, the Hunter's bow, and the Spirit Lord's staff. It is said that each of these weapons houses incredible power, and that those who can unlock it will earn themselves the title of Armmaster. And yet the divine weapons were too mighty for all humankind. Driven by greed and ambition, the Armmasters soon began to quarrel amongst themselves. One by one, these artifacts were lost, and with them, the skills and knowledge needed to wield them. Still, there are some who remember, among these learned few. It is, though, that the rightful heirs to the secrets of these weapons still reside in this land, passing their knowledge down through generations of chosen successors. Of course, this is more likely than not just an empty fantasy. There is a lot of weapons that we can obtain, huh? History of grapes and plums. Grapes, delicious grapes, they heal the body, while the tart juices of the plum revitalize the spirit. These two restorative fruits are ubiquitous throughout the world. Yet there is a darker side to these innocuous seeming treats. According to some myths, their cultivation was forbidden to men by the gods themselves. There are many tales why, but two stands above all else. Firstly, the devilish liquid called liquor can be easily made from their juices, and the gods do not look with favor on those who drown themselves in drink. The second, most widespread story states that they were prohibited because of how easily they could be turned to use as tool of war. Whichever of these myths may be true, it seems that humanity has broken a sacred promise with the divine. The lychee, a succulent fruit from the outer continent that activates the latent power of an individual. Though its beneficial effects are well documented, it is equally well known for the difficulty of its cultivation. Many talented farmers and merchants have tried their hand at raising crops of lychee over the years, but none of their efforts have borne fruit. Meanwhile, a baseless rumor is long made round in the cultivation community. According to some, the lychee must drink the blood of humans to produce its yield. This sinister story has been the cause of many tragedies, as unscrupulous fools seek to write their fortune in their victims' blood. Because of this, the lychee has earned itself an unpalatable appellation, the vampire fruit. The lychee, a succulent fruit from the outer continent that activates the latent power of an individual, though its beneficial... Nut cultivation. Nuts, the fruit of certain trees, with a hard shell concealing nutrient-rich meat and seed within. Nuts are enjoyed the world around as foodstuffs. However, not all nuts are created equal. Those harvested from some wild trees have powerful effects that are proven to enhance a human's abilities. Scholars have classified these as rare nuts and have poured blood, sweat and tears into cracking the secrets to cultivating these precious products. Yet, little progress has been made. It seems the moment that cultivation is tempted, the nuts lose their special properties. The mystery remains unsolved, and so these nuts remain a highly sought after and priced commodity. Concoction is the process by which 2 or more materials are mixed together to craft medicine. Legend states that it was Daughter, the Charitable, who bestowed this holy art upon humanity, yet the truth is more impressive by far. Generations of healers have through trial and error discerned the medicinal effects of plant seeds, stones, and more. They mixed, brewed, and ultimately tested their concoctions upon themselves, a testament to humankind's bravery and sacrifice in its pursuit for knowledge. Concoction, however, is not simply knowledge of ingredients' properties. No, a skilled apothecary must know how to judge a patient's symptoms and measure the correct amount to treat their ills. As such, any apothecary able to simultaneously mix 3 ingredients is a master of their craft, and any who can mix 4 can be considered a genius. Though it is not impossible to mix more than this number, this monumental feat is almost unheard of. Soulstones are items which, when subjected to a significant enough physical shock, can unleash effects equivalent to certain spells. Though the exact process by which this occurs remains a mystery, it has long been hypothesized that they are stones that have been imbued with the power of spirits. Recent studies, however, have given rise to a new theory that has been gaining traction among the learned. According to this theory, soulstones are the crystallized remains of a magical potent monster's corpse. If this theory is true, it may become possible for us to artificially mass-produce mighty soulstone in the not-too-distant future. The question then becomes to what use will we put this power once it is in our hand? Though I am excited by the possibilities, I also find myself terrified of them in equal measure. There are many afflictions which can plague a patient, and each requires a very specific herbal remedy. Confusingly enough, the herb used to treat all of the standard gamut of ailments is the same, herbweed. These useful herbs' effects can vary greatly depending on how it is prepared. Taken in one sense, it shows how precious this medicinal plant is. Taken in another, it shows just how simple the human body's makeup can be. As a side note, herbweed can also be used to add a bit of zest to cuisine. How grand! Not only can it speed someone along the road to recovery, but it can speed them to the dinner table as well. In the arid desert lands of Inuema, having a good water bottle can mean the difference between life and death. To better store and preserve every last drop of precious liquid, the people poured much effort into perfecting the art of bottle crafting. Among all the many types of bottle, those crafted by the small Recon clan are the finest. Manufactured through secret methods, they are unmatched in their lightweight construction and durable frames. Unfortunately for the Recon clan, their monopolization of these secrets earned them the ire and jealousy of other clans, eventually sparking a bloody conflict. Nevertheless, what the Recon clan lacked in military strength, they made up for in brutal cunning. Their victory became assured after they hit upon the idea of filling their bottles with poison and flinging them at their enemies. It was thus that the defensive martial art known as bottling was born. Beastlings are tenacious hunters known to stalk their quarries for days on end. Their vocation requires not just skills at tracking and felling beasts, but at preserving the meat of their prey as well. The earliest developed methods of preservation were simple. Salting and drying are easy and effective. Eventually, however, tired of the same old fare, there were those who sought testier techniques. Lava steaming, saltwater tenderizations, underground fermentation, All of these and more were passed down among the beastlings, and over the centuries this led to the development of unique culinary cultures. Nowadays, in the kitchens of New Delsta's most fashionable bistros, famed chefs find inspiration in the beastlings' innovative methods. Herbweed, a miraculous plant required to craft every variety of healing herb. Its discovery revolutionized medicine and saved innumerable lives, earning it the epithet "the plant of the gods." Unfortunately, herbweed is notoriously difficult to cultivate and only grows natively in a few limited regions. Because of this, as the apothecary art advanced, so too did the value and rarity of this irreplaceable ingredient. Eventually, this caused its price to spiral out of control. To curb this growing problem, various lands put ministers or lords in charge of overseeing herbweed production and trade, and soon the price of each precious leaf was fixed. This stability eventually led merchants, commoners, and nobles alike to begin using leaves in place of other currencies. Disputable though this is, it is widely believed that the origin of leaf as common parlance for currency originated from this time. Okay, last one. Let me just recover. Too much concentrations. I'm starting to get sleepy. History of Inuema. Sufwet Solistia, where the desert sands stretch as far as the eye can see, and yet hidden among the barren dunes is an oasis, a strip of semi-arid terrain running north and south along the riverlands. Here the soil is fertile and barley and corn can be grown in a relative abundance. Countless wars have been waged over the water and resources of this region, and not a few kingdoms have risen and fallen in this place over the centuries. It is also here that legends of priestess Inoue Kagura, the conjurer goddess, have survived and been passed down. It is these tales that lend this land its name Inuema. In the eye of the desert sits Sai, a fortress city once known as the Orochi Bastion. Once held by the forces of Yu, it was taken by Ku 2 decades ago. Northwest of this can be found Ryu, a well-known traveler stop where information from all across the world eventually settles. One might be surprised that so many bestirringly short names like Ku and Yu are common to desert regions. Locals say the propensity for brevity is because the longer the mouth flaps, the more sense finds its way in. But the truth of the matter is unknown. Northwest Solistia is a barren wasteland, a blasted expanse of volcanic rock that resists even the loneliest blade of grass. The few brave souls who eke out their existence here have long suffered the sulfuric whims of Yatsuro and its unstable neighbors. And yet life always finds a way. Among the rock and stone dwells the gold, an unusually large breed of goat who subsist on a meager fare of local weed. Unlike other goats, they exceed bovines in their capacity for producing milk. Grow fleece more suitable for cloth than sheep, and even produce extraordinary flavorful meat as well. In all matters of livestock, they outstrip the competition, and so have become known as the jewels of the wastelands. The cheese produced from their milk is especially scrumptious, and has become a local specialty. As a final note, the volcanic soil conceals a wealth of valuable minerals. Many small mining towns have sprung up here, including the southern town of Horserush, established by silver merchants Pup and Rock. Western Solistia is home to the small lakeside kingdom of Timberrain, surrounded by great sweeps and verdant forests. This land is rich in natural resources. Thick woodland alone provides fertile ground for agriculture and seemingly inexhaustible supply of trees fuels industries such as lumber and paper manufacturing. The small village of Cropdale is famous for its raspberries and peaches, and its fruit pies are widely known to be especially scrumptious. That being said, this rural settlement has an abundance of peach-centric cuisine: peach jam, peach juice, peach salad, peach soup, salted peach, fried peach, peach pilaf, steamed peach, to name just a few. Some might say Cropdale has an overabundance of peach dishes, but that's simply because the locals just can't decide on a favorite. In the south of this area, one can find the town of Wellgrove. Though it has grown... What happened? Oh. Tessa, what did you do? Disasters you do. Do you hear? Do you hear her? Stay here. Meow. Meow, 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 meow. Eh? Eh? So, where were we? In the south of this area, one can find the town of Wellgrove. Though it has grown wealthy through a brisk trade with the resource-poor desert regions further south, the disparity in wealth... Though it has grown wealthy through a brisk trade with the resource-poor desert regions further south, the disparity in wealth this has created... The disparity in wealth this has created is the seed for ceaseless conflict and turmoil along the border. History of the Arborlands. Southern Solistia is home to long tracts of twisting coastline, along which one can find the bustling port of Canalbrin. During the Age of Exploration, roughly 100 years ago, ships launched from this town piers who discovered the sea routes that led to the eastern continent. Canalbrin's symbol is its colossal lighthouse, which guides ships from all corners of the world safely into its harbor, erected roughly 20 years ago by a cadre of engineers who fled the destruction of the U. It boasts a unique design. Special ore was polished to a mirror sheen and fashioned into a reflector plate, and the light it emits can supposedly be seen all the way in New Delsta. What? Today, Canalbrin's church is an important launching point for proselytizers and evangelists who come from the eastern continent to spread the teachings of the sacred flame. So, hold on. Hold on a sec. Okay, if the lighthouse of Canalbrin can be seen from New Delsta, considering that this world is a globe, as ours, it means that there could be even other continents. Oh! Here's one. Okay. We already got one continent over there. Yeah, probably the circumference. Sorry, I don't know the word. Of this planet is pretty big. Okay. Yes. Io arrivato a... Southeastern Solistia is dominated by an ocean dotted by countless islands of all shapes and sizes. The largest of these is Totoha, which was first encountered by continental pioneers 20 years ago. In its western reaches reside the Beastlings, appetite people with fluffy tails. On the east of Totoha lies the town of Tropohopo, which was established by the first continental pioneers to settle on the island. The Arbor town's proximity to New Delta caused it to be developed as a resort for the wealthy. In addition, it produces many luxury goods, such as delicious coffee beans, and now serves as an important stop along the trade routes between eastern and western continents. Since ancient times, the Beastlings have long referred to the northern of the two islands as Since ancient times, the Beastlings have long referred to the northern of the two islands as Haha, and the southern as Toto. However, ever since a local festival celebrating the bonds of family and the prosperity of the entire Beastling race was established, the names of both islands have been combined into one, Totohaha. Ah, okay, interesting. Story of the Brightlands. Eastern Solistia is an urban region home to the continent's largest city. Blessed by warm sunshine and a pleasant climate, it soon became known as the Brightlands. Agricultural abundance caused the region to flourish, and people flocked here in droves. Wealth soon followed, and development soon after. Before long, buildings like theaters and game parlors were erected to entertain the ever-growing crowds, and now the light of civilization shines as bright here as the sun does overhead. At the center of all of this lies the Brightlands' beating heart, New Delta, established approximately 50 years ago by immigrants from the former kingdom of Delstash. The people gave this new home a name that honored their old. Finally, in the east of these lands can be found Clockbank, an industrial center that has prospered ever since the Age of Discovery. Northeast Solistia, a land of mountains and hills perched high atop one stony peak, rises Aelfric Cathedral, the center of the Sacred Flame faith. Adherents of this religion's tenets have worshipped the Sacred Flame that the cathedral houses since time immemorial. An ancient record dated 1500 years ago makes mention of the Sacred Flame's veneration continuing since the misty days of the past. Even through the bitterly cold winter a century previous, the flame continued to warm the hearts and souls of all who visited. In both name and spirit, the Sacred Flame and its church are the divine lords of this land. At the base of the cathedral lies the small town of Flame Church. Though its population is small, the townsfolk make a good living providing for the crowds of pilgrims who travel here to visit the cathedral. Northern Solistia is a frozen place of snow and ice. Its capital is Tormail, a mountainous city that houses the Sacred Guard. Established roughly 300 years ago, the Sacred Guard was the brainchild of Archbishop Kinkler. After the cold snap that assailed the eastern continent in the previous century, the Order established its headquarters here. To this day, this holy organization's mission remains unchanged, to uphold law and order across the continent. It is said that Stormail owes its existence to its guardian, Glacis. Glacis is the legendary beast. Residing on the sacred peak Altahe, it is thought that glaciers put an end to the cold snap that nearly spelled doom for all who lived here. Travel towards the coast and you will find the fishing town of Cape Cold. Great hauls of salmon, trout, mackerel, squid and more are brought in almost daily. In addition, many who dwell here work in agriculture or textiles, and lately a hardy species of cold-resistant barley has caused quite a stir. The Outer Continent. The farthest edges of the four corners of the Solsticia are detailed on no maps, called the Outer Continent. The reasons why these vast stretches remain unexplored are many: impassably high mountains and deadly currents, to name a few. Of course, in my opinion, it is less the difficulty of the task and more indolence that has left these areas uncharted. Think about it for a moment. Who is at war with some unnamed kingdom, or kingdoms to its south? Immigrants from some unknown eastern local walk the streets of New Delsta. Fruit from the west and textiles from the north are smuggled into our lands with abandon. The unknown is a place of magical appeal to me. What sights are there to be seen across the horizon? What strange music, what surprising smells, what fascinating spices and cuisine to tempt the taste buds. All of these draw my curiosity, but more than that, all offer unimaginable opportunities for a merchant with business savvy and a healthy wanderlust. I hope the leaders of our lands move quickly to pen maps of these mysterious lands in the Outer Continent. Outer Continent, a poor name for a universe of possibility. We are prisoners in a tiny cave called Solistia, satisfied by shadows cast by a light that streams in from outside the walls which confine us. Very interesting. And so that's it. We read everything. So guys, thank you to being with us. We explored the archives of the legendary merchant, and so next time we're gonna go to that mysterious gate. We're gonna see each other next time. Bye bye.